Hey guys, welcome back to the Home Turf. Hopefully you are doing good and having a great day. I love you all, and I'm so glad you could join me. Today we're doing something a little bit different. That's right, we are doing some self-defense training, as you can see here. Now, guys, keep in mind that this is strictly an educational video. Okay, this is strictly for educational purposes. This is to help anyone who wants to become more responsible with firearms. As gun owners, we have to absolutely take responsibility for defending ourselves, and so for those of you who want to be, as you should be, more prepared in the unfortunate situation where you have to use your firearm for self-defense, this is what this video is for. It's also for military law enforcement or law enforcement, and it's also for military as well. Pretty much anyone who wants to better prepare themselves for the ultimate situation. So again, this is strictly for educational purposes, so I don't get sued. That being said, guys, before we handle any firearm, okay, make sure that it is cleared out, okay? Part of firearm safety is treating every firearm as if it is loaded, and I'll be going over the rest here in a second, okay? But make sure that your chamber is cleared out. There's no round in the chamber, and also there is no what's called a magazine in the magazine well. So, after you've already verified that everything is safe and clear, you can go ahead and send the slide forward. Okay, go ahead and holster. Grab a magazine and clear out your magazine. As you can see here, I already cleared out my magazine before I started recording. So go ahead and pick that up, keep it on you, because obviously we're going to use it. So that being said, firearm safety. Hey guys, when it comes to firearm safety, one of the most important rules is that you don't point at anything that you don't intend to shoot. And even though I talk about it indirectly, I figured I'd go ahead and take a couple of seconds to directly address it as I'm editing here. So appreciate it, guys. Let's go ahead and get back into it. As I had just talked about, treat every gun as if it is loaded. That also means don't point it at yourself. Okay, don't point it at yourself and wait for the flash. That's going to be a bad picture. Also, don't point it at anyone else. Do not do something called flagging. That is really, really bad. Really, 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 really bad. So don't do that. Also, keep your finger off of the trigger until you're ready to fire. And then make sure you also know your backdrop. Okay? Know your backdrop. All right? If any of these rules are broken, well, I mean, I'm sure some of the rules are broken, and or maybe one or two. You probably nothing incredibly bad will happen, but not a guarantee, obviously, because there are a lot of morons out there. But if I'm gonna go ahead and say it, if any of these rules are broken, there is an increased risk for you winning what is called a Darwin Award, and then my Lord and Savior, aka Jesus, will give you the wonderful heavenly award called the Darwin Award to be bestowed upon you, as it has been well deserved. So, treat these rules very, very seriously anytime you handle a firearm. All right, guys. So now that we've made our dark jokes, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. All right, guys. So first thing we're going to cover is drawing. All right. Well, actually, no. Stance. Stance first. Okay. So legs are going to be right shoulder width apart. Okay. You're going to kind of bend your legs a little bit. I know you guys can't see it, but you're going to kind of bend your legs a little bit, and you're going to lean forward. Okay. Keep your back straight. Okay. But you're going to keep your legs shoulder width apart, legs bent slightly, and then you're going to bend forward at the hips. Okay, at the hips you're going to bend forward. The reason for that is because when the recoil starts, it's a good counterbalance that your body is naturally giving off because of the weight. Okay, it's going to help you maintain balance, and it's also going to help you maintain accuracy, in theory. So, all right. Go ahead and grab your firearms. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is before we get to drawing and everything like that, we're gonna go over. Let me move in a little bit closer here. We're gonna go over how to hold your firearm, how to use your firearm. Okay. So what you're gonna do is you're going to extend. You're not going. Do not ever lock your arms. Never lock your arms when you are using your firearm. That's a bad form. Bad form, and you're going to look like a moron. So extend your arms, right? It's gonna look like this, right? You're gonna extend, and that's gonna be that. Okay, so you're gonna extend, and then you're gonna. This is how it's gonna look. It's gonna kind of look like a jack, right? So, and then for your hands, right? Obviously, keep your finger above the trigger well, okay? Above the trigger well, never on the trigger well, and definitely not in here, okay? Bad. No, don't do that, okay? Finger on top of the trigger well. Get a good firm grip. Make sure the webbing of your hand is pitted firmly against the tang. Get a good firm grip. Take your hand, wrap it around. Wrap around your firing hand. Extend. Always bring your gun up to your eye level. Never come down. Okay? Never come down. All right? Bring your firearm up to your eye level, and then that is going to be your pose. Okay? That's going to how you properly use your firearm. All right? Now, for drawing, okay? If you find yourself in a self-defense situation, okay, you typically you only have a few seconds to really act, right? And so what you want to do is you want to unlock, okay? If you have a button, unlock your firearm, pull it up slightly, point it down, okay? Point it down range, and then bring it up just like that, okay? Just like that, all right? And that's how drawing is done. So let's go ahead and do that very slow. Bring it out, point it down. The reason for that is because, again, you may only have those few seconds to react, right? There's something called a reactionary gap, real quick. There's something called a reactionary gap, right? It's very well known in law enforcement. The shorter the distance, obviously, the less time you have to react. But what a lot of people don't realize is that the shorter the distance, very drastically, the chances to react drop. Right, I'm talking significantly. Within 5 to 10 feet, you only have about a few seconds, right? So you can imagine how much time you have if someone is within 5 feet, right? That's why it's always recommended to stay about 5 to 10 feet away from someone, especially if they seem agitated, right? So that's the reason for that. Okay, so think of it as like a old Western where they're kind of drawing at the hip, right? And so what you're going to do is, again, up a few inches, not up here, right? Just a few inches, pointed down range, because again, you might have to be in that situation, or you might be in that situation where you have to pull the trigger like this, okay? And then punch forward, okay? And again, bring that firearm right up to your eye level, okay? You want to bring that window to your eyes. You don't want to bring your eyes to that window, okay? So that being said, that is drawing, okay? Now, holstering, as I've already shown you quite a few times already. Holstering is just holster, okay? But there's a good trick to it. Holster, figure out where your holster is, okay? This is going to take some practice, right? But typically, if you come around like this, it's right there, okay? Kind of, you know, for my guys who work out, if you're doing back rows, right? Kind of bring it back just a little bit further, and it's right there, okay? So always rule of thumb, okay, go back a little further than what you need, go back a little bit further than what you think you need, and then boom, right there, okay? So, and go a little bit higher. Go about abdomen level. That's why I was saying go back a little bit further than what you need. Abdomen level, straight down, boom, okay? So, boom, boom, okay? It's going to take some practice, okay? It's going to take some practice. Try to get to where you can do it without looking, okay? That's the goal. Try to do it without looking, okay? Now, there's something else that I'm going to teach you besides, you know, drawing and holstering, okay? It's called a 360. That's right. It's called a 360, right? So, boom, boom, pull back, okay? Because when you're, because this is called low ready, okay? Pull back to low ready, and then do a quick look around you, right, to get your 360. That's why it's called a 360. You're looking all the way around to check to make sure that there are no threats around you, okay? So in the event where you have to use your firearm for anything at all, I mean anything at all, always make sure that you are doing that 360, okay? So, and this is what this is going to look like, a little bit faster. Up, up, back, check, deholster, holster, okay? All right, so a little bit slower. Gun pointed, window up, okay? Boom, 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 boom. Bring it back. The thread is stopped. 360. Okay, I'm good. Everything's clear. Everything's fine. Thread's taken care of. Go ahead, holster. Good to go. Okay. So always make sure when something's going down, right? Always make sure, so just so you're not flagging someone, to keep that low ready. Okay, keep that low ready, and then bring it up when you're ready. Okay, it's always really important. You don't want to flag anyone, especially bystanders, because then you know, not going to be able to afford that boat you've been looking for. So not going to be able to ride a boat for a long time after that. Anyways, so all right, next is going to be I'm going to do remedial actions, or intermediate and remedial actions. Okay, so audible. So say you get some bad ammunition, right? What's going to happen is you're going to hear a click. Okay, so then boom, oh shit, gun didn't go boom boom. What do I do? Okay, well, here's what you do. Go ahead, guys. Grab your magazines, okay? Before that, just to be extra safe, check to make sure your firearm is loaded or unloaded. Check to make sure your firearm is unloaded, safe and clear, okay? And then go ahead and send the slide forward, okay? Make sure your magazine is also clear. All right? Now what's going to happen is go ahead and insert your magazine. Okay. All right. Go ahead, get in your stance. And then go ahead, squeeze the trigger. Okay, boom, audible click. What happens now? Okay. From this point, what's going to happen is we're going to do what's called a tap, rack, and then fire. Okay, that's going to be your immediate actions. All right, so we're going to go ahead and tap, rack, and then okay, boom. All right. Well, this ammo must absolutely be shit. It must come from Sig. What happens now? Well, this is what's called remedial actions. Remedial is because you're redoing it, right? It's actions you're taking because the immediate action did not work. So what you're going to do now is you're going to remove the magazine. You're going to clear it, okay? You're going to grab a new magazine. You're going to insert it. You're going to send the slide forward, and then you are going to go back to it, okay? And then if that doesn't work, sorry. Sorry. You're more than likely just shit out of luck, and more than likely God has it out for you. So, or Mother Nature, or whatever fucking shit you believe in. That is going to be intermediate and remedial actions. We're going to go ahead and go over that again, okay? So, okay, intermediate, boom. All right. Gun don't go boom, boom. Tap, rack, okay, bring it back, ready to fire, okay? Gun, again, does not go boom, boom. All right. Magazine out, okay? Lock, slide to the rear, new magazine, insert it, slide back forward, boom, back to business. Good to go, okay? Quick tip. When you are bringing your firearm back, rapid reloads, intermediate, remedial actions, whatever it is, make sure you are bringing it, switch it over to the side, okay? Flick it over to the side, right? Bring it to where you can see the mag well with your peripherals, preferably, okay? But keep your eyes downrange. You never want to take your eyes off of what's downrange, okay? Reason for that, obviously, because you want to keep your eyes on the threat, all right? Again, seconds matter, and you have to absolutely pay the utmost attention. So that's why you got to keep your eyes forward at all times. All right. So bring it closer to you so you can see it with your peripherals. Boom. Magazine is in. Rack. Good to go. Okay. Because that rapid reload is also going to be easier for you if you can see the mag well, right? Versus not in your peripheral. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. Okay. So back. Boom. Good to go. All right. It's going to be a lot easier for you. Just a little bit trick for you. All right. So rapid reloads, we already kind of went over it. So rapid reloads, okay, you're just going to flick, okay, while you're flicking that magazine, go ahead and grab the other magazine that's in maybe your battle belt, or maybe it's in your duty belt, or maybe you have an extra mag in your pocket or something. Go ahead, be grabbing that as you're flicking the magazine out. Keep that peripheral. Boom, good go. All right. So magazine out, reaching for another magazine. Boom, good go. Okay. Magazine out. Boom, magazine in. Good go. All right. That's going to be your rapid reloads. All right. So make sure you guys are practicing that as much as possible. Try not to dry fire weapons because you don't want to wear out that firing pin. Obviously, you're going to need it. So just make sure you're not doing that. That's why I'm trying not to dry fire this thing a whole lot. So that being said, guys, that's going to go ahead and oh no, I'm sorry. Tips, tricks. When I was talking about bringing it in, right? The reason for you bringing it in, is because you want to maintain control over this firearm. Okay, the very second that you lose control over your firearm is the very second that you die. Okay, and this is serious shit right now. I know we've kind of been joking around, but you want to make sure that you don't have a loose grip, okay, or that you don't have it closer to someone else than it is closer to you. Okay, you want to make sure that it's nice, not so close, not absolutely so close that it's slapping you in the face, right? But you want it a good distance away from your face, but you want it close enough to you to where if someone's reaching for it, you can pull it back. Okay. Because I've seen a lot of situations where guys have been, unfortunately, in really bad situations. Their firearms have been taken from them because in the heat of the moment you lose your firearm, and in this kind of situation, and it's a bad day. It's a bad day. So that's why you keep it close to you. All right. I already went over load ready, because obviously it's going to be easier, a lot faster if you just pick it up a couple of inches versus here, right? Okay, low ready, boom. So, and then I already went over the 360. I always do 360s, no matter what. Okay, just my thing. I always want to make sure that I'm good, no matter what. And just practice this, when you're out and about. Practice, just checking out your surroundings. It's called situational awareness. Okay. I teach you guys all the time, be situationally aware. You never know where the threat's going to come from, right? Because oftentimes it can come from behind, right? And so you don't want to be that guy that's caught from behind.
We met Fleece Johnson, a longtime inmate.
Somebody's gonna have to give us some booty, and it's just that simple. Booty was more important than food. Booty, a man's butt. Was more important than drinking water, man.
We're gonna leave that one there. So, yeah. Be situationally aware, and know your surroundings. I've already given you guys a little bit tips on rapid reloads. When it comes to intermediate actions, right? I'm going to do the same thing that I did for rapid reloads. Okay, I'm going to bring it back because it's easier, right? It's going to be easier. And then rack it. You're taking a couple of seconds here. Yes, right? But at that point, you can definitely verify, right, that you slapped that motherfucker hard as shit, right? And then you racked it back and you're good to go, okay? So I just recommend you guys do that just so you can absolutely verify that you slap that, it's seated properly, and that it's actually out of the gun or it's the magazine or ammo. Please, hopefully that it is the ammo and not the gun. Because if it is the gun, sorry, you shouldn't have bought a Taurus. So, my first handgun I bought was a Taurus G2C, and that gun was absolutely, I mean, it was beyond horrible. It was beyond horrible. So I don't ever recommend that. there are some good Tauruses out there. That's true, but it's definitely not the G2C. So, that being said, for honestly, guys, for your first EDC everyday carry, I would recommend a Glock, but don't get me wrong, guys. I do hate Glock. The reason I hate Glock is because the original stuff, the factory stuff that Glock comes out with, is absolutely terrible. It's god awful. So you're gonna have to do some some upgrades, right? I don't like to use the word modifications because then I get blacklisted on the ATF. Yeah, you're gonna upgrade it. As you can see here, I have done some work with the trigger. I have done some work with the slide. Switched out the recoil spring, or I'm sorry, the trigger spring. And so I've done a little bit of work. I do want to do a little bit more work to it, but it is actually a decent firearm. Okay. What I like about because I'm sorry guys, this is the Glock 43X. Okay, Glock 43X. If you guys are concerned about size, I want to be able to conceal it, Glock 43X is going to be a really good choice. Now, if you don't really care about size, like women shouldn't, then I would absolutely recommend the Canik TP9. Is an absolute just monster of a sidearm. Super accurate, super smooth, and I would recommend that. So, unfortunately, Canik doesn't get a whole lot of love, and that should really change because it's a great firearm. So, but some recommendations from me. But yeah, I think that's going to go ahead and wrap things up here. So let's go ahead and recap. All right, guys. So stance, legs shoulder width apart, or feet shoulder width apart. Legs bent very slightly. Body forward, bent at the waist. Bring your arms up. Okay. Extended, but not locked. Extended. Okay. Good grip on the firearm. Hand against the tang. Hands wrapped around. Finger never in the trigger well until you're ready to fire. Okay. Until you are ready to engage. Low ready. All right. Make sure it's kind of close to you. Not too close. And then engage when you're ready. Audible click. Oh. Slap. Rack. Boom. Okay. Another audible click. Magazine out. Magazine in. Slide forward. Boom. Okay. Good to go. All right. Make sure you are also doing your 360s as well. Do your 360s. Make sure you get a good situational awareness of what's going on. And then come back further than what you think you need. Boom. Right there. Good to go. Okay. Back further what you need. 90 degrees. Abdominal level. Boom. Good to go. Okay. Good to go. All right. Firearm is properly seated in holster and you are good to go. All right. So that's pretty much going to be it, guys, for everything that we've covered today. If you guys happen to have any specific questions, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer those the best I can. And hopefully this video helps you out. If it did, please like, share, subscribe. I greatly appreciate that, guys. I'm always excited to have more family members join the home turf here. And I'm always excited to help you guys out any way that I can. And I'm even more excited to hear from you guys that I am helping you out. It always makes my day. And so I appreciate hearing that from you guys. So that being said, please take care of yourselves. Okay, both mind and body, take care of each other. Again, if you need me for anything at all, just reach out to me. I have an open door policy, and I believe in that open door policy. So take advantage of it. All right, guys. That being said, I wish you all a very lovely day. I love you guys again. Okay. Well, this is getting awkward now, so you guys take care, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Booty was more important than food.